Hey all, this reading is for the sign of Aquarius. It is a new moon reading for the sign of Aquarius. I thank you for checking it out and for liking and subscribing. If you do, if you haven't already, welcome Lunarticks. So far, Aquarians, I think I'm getting the impression, shuffling and meditating with the cards so far, that we are, most of us, working on something and maybe to its completion during this new moon. I know it's normally around the full moon that we are completing projects and completing things, but Aquarians are, as I said, working hard and some type of completion, as the world card showed there on the bottom of the deck, I think is happening for us around this time. But we may just adjust a little bit. Really wanted you to be able to see these a little. We are going to look at the energy moving into this new moon in Sagittarius. This is us obsessing over the past a little bit, I think, not seeing things quite clearly as we're coming into the new moon. Then we're going to look at the energy at the height of the new moon and the energy moving out of it, since we are, affected by this energy for days before and days after. The full moon as what's happening at the height of the new moon. So for some of us, it is about the fact that, as I said, we are completing things. We're working so hard that we're going ahead and completing things, I want to say ahead of schedule in a way, because we are not, we're on our own timeline right now, right? We're not waiting on any forces or anybody to tell us when to start and stop. And it doesn't feel like pushing. It doesn't feel unhealthy. It doesn't feel unnatural. It is out of sync with the natural cycles, but it doesn't feel unnatural. And as we exit the new moon energy, or as we exit the new moon period, again, it's a new moon in Sagittarius, we have this healing energy, which did show up for us as well when I was shuffling and meditating with the deck, recognizing that we've been going through something, we've been healing from something that has required us to move through it. The only way out is through. And so I think that's what the completion is, right? We're going to get clarifiers. And then we have the sun on the bottom of the deck. So maybe your sun is an Aquarius, maybe your moon is an Aquarius. I don't think I said this. Maybe it's your ascendant sign, maybe it's your Mars, your Venus, or you may be drawn to the Aquarian energy now for any reason, because you're interested in another Aquarius, cross-watching, so to speak, or just wanting to call that energy into your life. So I think that's let me get clarifiers for us, but I think that's what we're completing. We've been obsessing over someone from our past, either someone that we had to cut out or someone that cut us out, most likely. And when we're obsessing over someone, Aquarius, we can't always see things clearly, right? We're a little illogical. We may be judgmental of that person or the situation, or maybe how we handled the situation, how we interacted with that person. And because she has poor logic and is in an obsessive state, she can she can try to be sly with people, which just isn't our best side. Now, I'm not saying that that's what all Aquarians are doing. It's a place you can take that energy to, right? So I usually note that when she shows up in reverse, but we've been going over what happened in this situation with these people or this person. You've got the work card again on the bottom of the clarifier deck too, just to start off. And that's what we're working on, though. I think we recognize that we need to get in touch with our subconscious, what's really going on beneath the surface, shed some light on how we really feel, and take into account how Mercury retrograde, Sagittarius season with the Sun card showing up here, and Mercury being retrograde in Sagittarius. I know tomorrow it will be direct, and now it is in Scorpio, but we may be looking back and obsessing over a time when we were cutting with someone, or someone was cutting with us. Not just that they cut us out or we cut them out, but with our words. So we were biting, we were sharp, we were harsh, and needing to not only go within and go into our subconscious and see how we really feel about this person and situation now, but also see how these astrological events, you know, how the planets' movements, you know, have influenced us. I say that because we see the puppets on a string here, right? And it's not just the moon that has such power over us. All of these planetary movements have some effect on all of us, I believe, and I'm sure most of you here do. And so we have some illusions to shed, right? To see through. Again, taking into account the natural cycles of things, even though it does seem like we are completing something now. And I think that's something, you know, we're completing something for us. We're shedding or letting go of this situation or this person, so we can find our happiness, so we can be, you know, unburdened, lighthearted, feeling joyful, able to express our authentic self again. Yeah, I think we're rebuilding after some sort of a loss that we're obsessing over. It may have been with a Scorpio, with the Tower card showing. In any case, it was likely a situation where the give and take was uneven, was unequal, you know? Yeah, definitely. So you were dealing with someone that there was an unequal, uneven give and take. So your words may have been harsh, they may have needed to be harsh. Ooh, yes. I can feel the truth in that, Aquarius. Our words may have been harsh, but they may have needed to be harsh because it looks like this situation, relationship even, needed to come to an end. I do see the split here underneath. I'm sure the story would continue to unfold if I dug back into that deck. Also, with the moon card at the height of the new moon, I see the message that there is divinity in distortion. So I think what you'll come to see when you come to this completion, when you come to letting this person or situation go from your past that you've been obsessing over, I think that you'll see, as I just said, that as rough as it may have been, as much as you may have lost all at once with the Tower card, some of you lost more than one thing at once. There is divinity in this distortion. Maybe the words, the exchange was ugly. Maybe it was harsh. So much confirmation about this, Aquarius. It may have been very harsh, but it may have needed to be, because this completion needs to happen. This healing needs to happen. It needed to happen even when we were in the situation or when we were with the person, right? The separation needed to happen. So let's just, at least you can sort of see it a bit there. Let's get clarifiers. Yeah, and like I said, this is what we're working on. This is what we're working toward, is having a clearer view of what that situation was, why we were so harsh, which may again include giving ourselves a break for being, you know, on these puppet strings that we see in the moon card and the Deviant Moon Tarot. That's what we're working on. We want to see things clearly. We want to see the truth of what happened, who they are, why we said what we said, why they said what they said. And we'll see the gift in that Tower moment that probably took place. Yep, that's what we're talking about. we'll see the gift in that. We'll see the divinity in the distortion. We'll see that even though we may have fumbled the ball or fumbled our words as we were running to this finish line that we could sense coming, this happiness, this meeting with our own inner child and our own inner light and our authentic nature. We could sense that coming. And so as we were rushing toward that completion, again, we may have fumbled in the way that we went about cutting this person out, or it may have been very painful the way that they went about cutting us out, right? But it was a gift. It was absolutely positively a gift. I can feel it through my whole body. And we have this healing. By the time I get the sense that many Aquarians feel like this heartbreak is going to last a very long time. It's going to follow you into next year. And I'm not saying that you'll forget what happened or that you'll forget this person, but I see that by the time we're exiting this new moon, I'm sorry if I've said full moon a couple of times, but I see that I'm looking at this full moon picture, right, at the height of our new moon experience, where we've just decided we're coming to a completion right now. We're getting a truth right now. We're going to do the work to go in and look in our subconscious and get the reality of what happened right now, or at least what part we can provide for ourselves, right? But yeah, I see that we're already coming to a place of healing by the time that we're exiting this new moon period. So I think a lot of many Aquarians may feel like they're going to be in this really pained state for longer than they actually are. Now, some of you may be engaging with, interacting with, dealing with a water sign, I would say Cancer or Pisces, at the height of this new moon, spending significant time with them, or that may be your own energy. Maybe you have Pisces or Cancer, or even Scorpio in your chart, since we did mention Scorpio as well, because that's the clarifier. In any case, we are doing this work of going within and looking at our deepest emotions. Again, yes, our subconscious and our deepest emotions that reside there, with the Queen of Cups showing up as the clarifier. We're doing work that requires us to be very empathic, or at least empathetic toward ourselves as we dissect what exactly happened between us and this other person, or this group of people, perhaps. I see as most of us dealing with one other person in this scenario. But this queen feels her way through. This queen feels her way through life. But we are certainly feeling our way through this investigation of the truth in our subconscious, and again, our deepest, truest emotions regarding this person and situation. She's very insightful. She often represents a mystic, and that may be the type of work that we're doing. Some of you may be doing some cutting cord rituals. Oh, yes, definitely. Confirmation. A lot of you are using this new moon to do some moon magic. You are doing the work of a mystic. You are, and that's why the healing begins already. Yeah, that's what's happening for a lot of Aquarians. They've decided they are not waiting till the end of the month to complete this inner work. We need to let this situation and or person go. And we're going to use the magic of the new moon to cut cords, cut ties, however you say it and think of it. We're doing that now, and if that's whether you're just doing that work in a way of writing it down, maybe writing it and burning it, or just sitting with yourself and being in that honest space, or if you're actually going further and doing a more in-depth ritual of sorts, it's successful. The work is successful. As I said, I see us already beginning to heal as we are moving away from this new moon in the days to follow. So 2-3 days after. And we want 2 clarifiers apparently for this last card. 44. 4 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles wanted to come out to clarify that 3 of Swords in reverse. It's about beginning this healing. And for some of us, it's a really deep healing. An issue with not necessarily a partner, but maybe a family member, a parent or child, a friend that we've had for a long time, or maybe a partner that we've been with for a long time. But it's about our boundaries. It's about securing our boundaries so that we can have this, securing our boundaries so that we can secure this contented home, right? This joyful, safe, stable home and family life. So we're doing the work to see the truth about whatever we've been obsessing over in the past. Maybe doing a mystic's work, but as far as a ritual, but certainly going within, investigating our own emotions honestly, releasing at this new moon. And when the healing begins, as we leave the new moon, it will be starting because we've decided to secure those boundaries, because we've decided to be adamant about where those boundaries are, immovable. We're holding tight to where we say our boundaries are. We've put in the work to figure out who needed cut out and why it happened the way it did and how we really feel about it. And we will not move backwards now. We're beginning to heal, and we can't let anyone interfere with that. So the boundaries are where they are, and they're staying put. And it ensures us this healthy, untroubled, cared for environment. It's pleasant, it's joyous, we want to be there. Beautiful. Just lovely. And then the 8 of Cups to wrap this up on the bottom of the clarifier deck. Just saying to me that this happiness, that joyful feeling, being able to meet and express, again, our inner child and our inner light, feeling safe, feeling like we're in an environment where we are safe enough to do so, is dependent upon walking away from those energies, people or places or otherwise, that aren't meant for us, that don't serve us, that don't help us to answer a higher calling. Absolutely stunning, Aquarius. I love it. So Aquarians, I do hope that this was helpful to you in some way, that it offered you insight, or at least something that you didn't have when you came to the reading. I thank you again just for checking it out, for likes and subscribes. I so appreciate that, as well as your comments and your shares and emails and messages, all of it. And I also love hearing how the reading resonated, if it did. So during the new moon or afterward, or even whenever you find this, if it did resonate, I would love to hear how. And special thank you to those of you who do donate and make purchases from LunarticksTarot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are keeping us going. Otherwise, you can scroll down if you would like a private reading with me. Just check out the description below, or go ahead and email me at LunarticksTarot@gmail.com. I'm happy to work with you. And I am doing yearly readings for 2019. Otherwise, I love you very much, Aquarians. And I do hope you make very wise choices moving forward. I know that we will. And I will post another tarot fix for us very soon.